Hello everyone and welcome to Farming Simulator 25. This is Virtual Farmer Ken Bob, and it has been quite some time now since we have done a video. I couldn't even tell you how long ago it was, and I'm not even sure if I'll remember exactly how to do everything, but we're going to give it a try. And right now I am trying to set up, or well, not trying, but I'm setting up a farm for a new save game that was kind of an idea. This is called the New Frontier map. It's a map that's not got anything on it. It's just kind of a base map with no real objective to it. You create your own world, and I am wanting to create a dairy farm. That's always been something of an interest to me. I say always, and by always I mean like within the last 5-6 years or so. But anyhow, I just like playing dairy farms. You get to have some animals, you get to feed them. There's just things about it that I just find interesting. And you know, someday in real life, if I could ever have the opportunity, I'd kind of like to try my hand at it. But you know, that's just something that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. So we live that life virtually, and as you can see, it is, you know, there's really nothing around. There is a shop, which I guess you could call this a shop, but like a landing pad for you to start the game off, and a scary scarecrow. So it's a just basic map, no real objective or anything. You create your own world, and I'll show you here on the, I guess they call this a PDA, but there's nothing but a bunch of squares, 5 fields. Here's the pad that we're on. It just shows there's a petrol tank, or as we call it, gas tank, diesel tank, whatever. And then there's a sawmill, and then there's a farmer's market and a warehouse. And as I mentioned, the 5 fields, these are tiny fields. I mean, there's not really much to them. Wouldn't be very expensive to buy them. But I'm not sure, you know, I did a little bit of playing around on the map just to kind of see what all I could come up with. Let me change the time here. I know it's set to 5 times, but I'm going to change it to 0 here until we actually get started playing. So everybody remind me to turn the time back up to 1. I don't play at 2 or 3, 5 or anything. I play at regular speed. Sometimes I'll even play at half speed, just because, well, like contracts, if you do a contract, I don't know how many will show up here, but there's a 15-hour time limit on that one, and wood transport usually has a longer time, as well as the dead wood. Sometimes you get 2.5 or so days. Now this one's just over 2 days, 50 hours. But anyhow, I've got some setting up I've got to do. I'm going to go ahead and do that on camera. Not really sure. Let me just put it this way. This is not realistic play. You know, I do kind of try to, you know, not play too ridiculously out of realism, but we're having fun. And I don't intend on this being we're going to do it by the book. You know, no super strength, no forwarding time. There's no silly rules. I'm going to try not to have any silly gameplay. There are some people that like to put in these extreme mods, and I am not doing that. Whoops. I don't want to do anything extreme, but at the same time, we're just having fun here. Let me see here if I can remember what I was going to call this. Guess it wouldn't hurt to put dairy farm. Virtual farmer Ken Bob dairy farm build. I am virtual farmer Ken Bob, if I hadn't said that already. Since it's a mod that allows me to set the time to 0, it never shows that here. It just shows down to half a time speed. We are going to leave this on hard. Traffic, of course, there is no traffic in the game that I've seen whenever I was messing around. I do like to have periodic plowing. Try to remember what all stuff I generally set here. I do not like these the AI workers. I do not like them buying. I'd rather have to buy all that myself. Tipping anywhere, yes. Again, I'm not doing in real life, if you're on somebody else's field, you can tip whatever you want on, of course you got to clean it up. I'm not saying that this is just a no holds barred thing. But in the game, they do have that limitation. If you don't own the land, you can't tip on land that you don't own. And sometimes you just have to dump what you have. And I don't like having that limitation, not being able to do that on land that's not mine. I leave the maintenance cost and all that. Since and I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a bit, but since we're using a deal with all of our contracts where we get paid really well, I'm going to leave all my expenses on 100%. And as I showed here, we're going to leave the economy on hard, which means everything we sell as far as off of our farm will be the highest price in the game. Well, the lowest price for buying, and stuff that's sold to us will be the highest price. It does say the revenue of contracts is based on this factor as well. Revenue of contracts. Okay, yeah. You'll have to forgive me. I have real problems with reading sometimes. But anyways, so there's a little bit of a challenge. Now the base game, of course, is going to be much more of a challenge. But we have installed this wonderful mod called Contract Boost. If I can get this to stay in once, there we go. And I turn it up to 5. Now, like I said, we're playing the game to have fun. We want to have a semblance of realism, but life is for everybody different. My life could be easy while someone else's is hard, or someone else's life can be easy and mine be hard. So we get dealt different cards, and in the game, I'm going to play it the same way. We have landed on a gold mine, is the way I'm playing this particular save. We've been given an opportunity to create our own farm, and everything we do as far as contract-wise goes is going to pay extremely well. Deadwood contract reward, I never have seen these contracts paying all that well. So putting it up to 1,000, I think the base game only pays you $750 per tree. Well, I'm putting it to 1,000 per tree, and you'll see it whenever I show it to you later if I remember. That means the contract is going to pay 550 something% higher. I don't know exactly all that. I haven't done the math, so I'm just trusting the game, the mod. I mean, I'm trusting it to calculate everything equally. Because some contracts look like they pay a lot better than others, based on the percentage that it pays. It's all 400% higher, which I don't understand how it's 400% higher at a 5, a multiple of 5. So I don't know. I'm not sure. All I know is it pays really well. And these are, once again, really small fields. So basically all we're going to get paid for once we get into the game and we get our farm built, we're only going to get paid for the wood transport and the deadwood contracts. We're not going to have too many harvesting. See, that one pays $11,000 for a field that big. You know, that's a pretty substantial amount. So I'm not complaining. Now, I haven't taken any contracts. As you can see down here, it says contract boost 400%. Let me hit this here and see how. Oh, you know what? I need to go change the time back to 1. Now that I've changed that, let's go back in here and see. Okay, there we go. Deadwood. You see it shows 566% increase on a contract boost. Now, that's still only $9,000 for 9 trees. So, I mean, that's $1,000 a tree as opposed to $750. If I went in, I don't know where my mouse went. Been kind of bugging around on me here today, but let's go in and let's see. We'll go to general settings, turn this. Oh, that's the wrong mod. We'll turn this off, and then we'll go back into the contracts and see if it shows. No, it doesn't. It still says the same thing. So I don't know. I don't know what has to be done to refresh that and get that to not constantly show that amount. But anyhow, it would only be $750. It would only be calculated at 9 trees times $750. Now here, whenever we leave the game and come back, if you ever see this again, it's going to show penalty per tree. I think it says 2,000. One of these changes to 2,000 once I save the game and leave it and come back. For some reason, that's going to start showing twice as much. But we're not going to worry about that because I don't think it really changes the background math. It just changes what it shows here. So let's go ahead and jump in. We do not own any land. As I can see, farmland. It does not show us owning anything. There is 19, 21. There's 21 farmlands. And there is 5 fields already created. Because it shows the different fields, and then it's, you know, square 1, square 2, which really is 6, 7. So it starts with 1 being a field, and then the land itself, you know, becomes just a continuation of that numbering. So really, 21 minus 5, so that brings us to 17. 16. I'll get the math done here. I can't think and talk at the same time if you've never noticed before. But anyhow, so there's really only 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. That's okay. That makes sense. So there's 16 squares. Now we can buy this one, and we can buy this one. Once we start a contract, however, the way the game is now, you cannot buy a land while a contract is active, and these are counted as land. So if we want to buy it, we'll have to have all contracts completed or just cancel them. You can, you know, accept the contract and then go down here. It says accept. Once we have it, you can cancel it if you don't want to finish the contract. But as you can see, our most pressing contracts are the field work. Deadwood and wood transport, again, you know, 2 days plus. The other has to be done by midnight. That is a Farming Simulator 25 thing. You only had the limitation of the crop calendar in the past. If you did not harvest a field before the harvest time was over, the crop would wither. However, now they've added in this, this time limit where you have to have it done by midnight. I've never failed a contract, so I don't know exactly what it does. But then again, whenever I'm playing, I use my clock to my advantage. If I like to do certain things, because I just play to play. I don't play to, to provide food for anybody in real life. So I'm just playing a game. So I'll use the clock to my advantage, and sometimes I don't like to do certain things at night. So I'll set the clock to stop during the daytime so I can work on it in daylight. I will say in Farming Simulator 25, nighttime is nowhere near as bad as it was in 19 and 22. I don't know about before 19. I didn't start the game until 19. But I know it was pitch black outside whenever it was nighttime, whenever really late at night. So, we are going to start this with accepting some contracts here. I'm not going to do wood. I am not doing a survival series. This is not my intention. I want to farm and build a dairy farm, and the productions, and I don't understand how that ties into real life farming. I don't know of many farmers. I mean, yeah, they might make cheese. I like Sask Dutch Kid. They've just started doing some cheese on their farm, but I don't know of many other farms that do like corn and soybeans that will make the products there on farm. They sell it to someone who processes it further. They don't do it themselves. So in the game, we're playing both the farmer and the processor after the farming's done. So, I've got some productions that I do want to buy. Where'd my cursor go again? There it is. Oh, there it went. And see how it's bouncing around? I don't know what's going on there. Anyways, there is a sawmill, and I do have the production leasing mod, so I can lease this without buying it. There's no point in it right now. We don't have any wood, and that's all it takes. 208 wood, and that's it. That doesn't take any other productions. Not productions, inputs. So anyways, let's get back over here, and let's get this thing on the road. I'm sure you didn't come here to listen to me ramble about, my opinions and all that. So I'm going to, and again, it looks like we're just getting dead wood and, transport jobs. So right now, I think all that's available is going to be, if I can get my mouse to cooperate. I don't know what happened. This hasn't been the case. Looks like we just have 2 fields for harvesting, so that's all the harvesting contracts we can get right now. And we got wheat and wheat, so we'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to just hit accept contract. You're going to be like, what? Why are you doing that? You don't have any equipment. Well, we're going to take care of that before we start. So we went ahead and accepted those. Let me get back out of the contracting. Out of the escape menu. And let's go to the shop. I have already kind of messed around a little bit to see what equipment I really like. And this tractor here, I am a red tractor person. Red equipment, period. So I'll just tell you right now, I am not opposed to John Deere. I'm not opposed to New Holland, but I just like Case. I don't know what it is, but that's just kind of how it's always been for me, is Case IH. And something else I'm really kind of partial to is Michelin tires. If I can find Michelin tires, that is what I generally put on my equipment. And once again, my mouse is dancing around on me. I cannot get it to... Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go, Michelin. And on here, currently this is our only tractor, so we will have to do all of our tillage, all of our planting, and everything else using just this tractor. So I'm going to go ahead and go with wide tires, and there is narrow tires with the Michelin tires, which of course whenever we do that we'll have to pay $1,000 for it. But I'm going to also put a front loader on. We don't necessarily want to buy a telehandler or anything like that just yet. We will at some point. But if you haven't noticed already, go down here and look. I have the financing mod installed. So I am going to finance every single piece of equipment we get, because we have to purchase our land outright. We can lease the productions and we can finance the vehicles, but we have to purchase the land outright. And I'm not sure if you've noticed or not, but the farmland itself, oops, wrong thing. The farmland itself is not that expensive. Like Field 1 is only $11,000. But in order to buy the whole area to farm, to be able to build it up, is almost $500,000. Well, that's half of what we already have. So, we're going to have actual big money to buy land, and to expand. That's what you have to do. You have to buy land. So let's get back in here. And I want to get a trailer. I looked at one here. And I will kind of give you a heads up. The combine I'm going to get is a 20,000 liter combine. I think we want wide tires here. Extension, no, we're not going to do that because that puts it right at 20,000. So we're going to go ahead and finance that for 2 years. And I do 2 years because that keeps it the lowest payment. I do realize that interest is higher, which means overall we're going to pay more. But at this point, I don't know what kind of negative effects that's going to have on us, because I've never played in game 2 years yet. So I do know you have to make the payment or you'll lose the equipment. So we've got a tractor now, and let's get us a trailer. And we already got a trailer, I'm sorry. Now we need to go down here, and did I already pass it? I think I did. Yeah, we did. There is the combines. And as I said before, I am a case, and the biggest one they make is the AF11. And as you can see, it gives you 20,000 liters. So I don't know why some are marked liters and the others are marked, I can't remember what the deal is. I'm not real good with remembering all that, but we've got Michelin. So we're going to do the front twin wheels, and we'll just start off with the short pipe, because the long pipe is just a bit bigger than we'll need right now. I don't know how big the headers get, but the header we're going to get, I don't think is so big that the short pipe won't be good enough. So we got that. Now let's go back and let's hit combinations, and this one right here, this flex draper, I love it. I do want it to be able to transport. Don't really need it to right now because there's no roads. But I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade this one right away. Everything else we're kind of going to upgrade as we move along. But we'll finance this 2 years, and we are ready to do our harvesting jobs. So I know I've kind of rambled on a little bit, and I apologize. It's been forever and a day since I've done a video, and I know it's been at least a year, possibly 2 years since I was really active in doing recordings. Had some pretty significant major incidents occur in my life. And while I'm not going to use that as an excuse for everything, but with all the things that has been going on, recording videos is difficult for me because I can't think to talk. I do not like talking. It's kind of weird that I like to, I like to share what I do. It gives me purpose for excusing away why I'm wasting so much time on this game. But I haven't done any videos in quite some time. So I'm trying to get back into it. I hope this is entertaining and, people enjoy this kind of stuff. I don't know if I'm going to do time lapses. I mean, oh, you know what? I think I forgot to change that. But I'm not really sure about time lapses and all that. I don't really, I haven't done one of those in forever, so I don't know, where this is going to take us. Right now, I'm just, we're just having fun. So where it goes from here and where this leads to is completely and totally up in the air. And it also depends a lot upon how many people will join me and whether or not people try to persuade me, hey, can you do this? Can we try this? I'm not putting ourselves to any kind of limit. The only limit I have right now is to have fun. So we are going to get hooked up to the trailer. I'm going to get the combine hooked up to the header. And then at that point, we'll go ahead and pause. And we'll just come back the next time. And we'll start working on harvesting our fields. There's going to be a lot more equipment we'll have to get. I do bale everything. And yes, I do have the mod in to be able to bale everything. But I see it as an opportunity to make money. No, we don't have animals yet, but we're going to. That's kind of the purpose of all this, is to get animals on the farm. I don't have a design thought of yet. As I said, I did do a little bit of playing around in the game to kind of figure out kind of how I wanted to start it. And the only thing really I determined was I do not want to be a forestry person. I don't. It seems like everybody that plays the game is cutting wood, and this is farming. I realize there is some wood cutting that's a part of it, and I'm gonna do that. I mean, we're gonna have some forestry. But I don't want that to be the startup focus. That's why we started off with $1 million. Yes, it's a loan, but we started off with $1 million. I'm going to finance all the equipment. I'm trying to make wise decisions. This is just game. It's not real money. If this was real life, maybe things would be a little differently the way I do it. But since we're playing, I'm going to try to start it off this way, and we'll just kind of have fun with it and see where it takes us. But until next time, I really do appreciate it. If you've stayed this long, then you are a trooper, and I really do appreciate it. So anyhow, if you like what you see, then give me a thumbs up. Maybe even give me a subscription if you don't mind. I hope that I can keep you entertained. And like I said before, I want to have fun. Let's just see where this goes. But until next time, have a great day and stay safe out there.